What's going on, Garrett?
What's going on, Michael?
Hey, let's talk about something that we did recently, and that is when you visit your property, on-site visits. So you're doing it either because you're buying it or because you're doing your regular site visits. So as an owner, right, what do you look for, and what's the purpose of site visits? How do you construct those?
Yeah, so your site visits are super important. And I think it's easy, especially if you're out of state from your assets, to not go there enough because you think everything's running all right. But what happens, if you think about it, the people that go to the site every single day, they're seeing the same things on site, on the curb appeal, on the units. You ever do that? You see the same thing every day. This thing that maybe bothered you in the beginning, and
Yeah, you
now
don't
you don't
notice
even
it.
notice it
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah. You don't
Yeah,
notice it.
yeah. Okay. So as an owner, you go there and you notice all those things.
Mm.
like, so it could be like you're like, why is the graffiti still on this wall over here? And everybody else just overlooks it every time. That's just from a appeal and physical standpoint. But there's also things like that that are happening on the operational side that you'll notice as an owner
Mm.
going and be like, hey, why are they saying this in their leasing approach? Or, why are they not greeting this person or whatever it is? You'll notice a lot of these things and you can redirect the way that your business is being operated. Just going there with a new set of eyes, I think it's so important.
Okay, so you're good. I totally agree with you. If you go there every single day or week, you start losing. Even the managers, they don't even see the peeling paint and the sidewalk and stuff like that. So all right. So how do you conduct then the site visit? Do you keep notes? What do you do with those notes? Like, what is your system of doing a site visit?
Yeah, so site visits can happen. You can either let the site know in advance that you're showing up, um, and that's one easy way to do it. And then when you come on site, you can either have a checklist of things that you're looking for in advance. Maybe there's some things that are not happening on site, or that you're wondering about what the update is on them, and you can move through those specific topics. When you've been doing this for a while, like myself, you kind of know what to look for right away. And so I'll just show up and I'll just discover the problems as they come up, and I'll go deeper into certain things. Big one that you want to check on is definitely your construction, because that's a very hands-on part of the business. Regardless, you want to put eyes on that stuff. One thing you always want to do when you're on site and when you're doing these visits is you want to walk units. That's one thing that you would be surprised how many times you find out that the manager or the assistant or whoever are not walking units properly, and things that really can tell you a lot about your property in general.
Well, that's absolutely right. And we've had one instance where the property manager was literally hiding the fact that the units were actually vacant. They're like, "Oh no, we're behind in collections." Meanwhile, the units were actually vacant, and we wouldn't have discovered that had we not walked it as well. Also, I know you talk a lot about with the local staff and figuring out what's not working.
Yeah. So when you're there, you walk in, you can see, how the manager, at the end of the day, your property is being run by the manager and the regional. Those two people, those are the most important people on site. And so you get to the one other thing that you can do that I mentioned briefly before is you can show up unannounced and just kind of spy on your property from a distance, or pop in and surprise them. And if you do that, it'll totally shock people and send them off. And then it'll have a lasting effect on your site because they won't know when you're going to come. I like to do that as well. And that'll allow, now they're going to be wondering, when are they going to come again? The owner could pop in at any time. I better be on my best behavior and I better be doing my job.
I love the surprise and delight method, Garrett. That is fantastic.